Hey guys, it's Allison. So today's video is gonna be a July wrap-up video plus June, because in June I only read one book, and if you guys watched my other video you would know what book it was, but you will see it in a second. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, comment down below any videos you want me to do next, subscribe down below if you're new to my channel, turn on post notifications to get an update every time I post a new video. So in June I read one book, and then in July I've read 3 books. I am delayed so much of the books that I am reading currently. I have to get ahead of schedule because my Goodreads says I'm like 8 books behind because I'm trying to read 60 books in the year, so I gotta keep it going. But anyways, so in the month of June I read A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I am super excited to talk about this, but also I'm not gonna talk about it too much because you guys probably heard it plenty of times from other YouTubers, and plus I don't want to spoil anything if you guys haven't read it and you want to read it. I'm so delayed on reading this book. I know, but last year when everybody was talking about it, I was like, I don't want to be like everybody else reading the same book. I don't know. And also I didn't like fantasy, so it was very hard for me to get into fantasy. I have like 1 or 2 fantasies in my pile that I have not read at all, or if I like looked at it and I was like, maybe not today. So when I picked up this book, I was scared because I was like, oh, what if I don't like it? But I was like, I want to really like it because everybody else says it's really good, you know? When I picked it up, I had a mid expectation. So if you guys don't know what this book is about, it's about a girl. She's a hunter for her family because her family doesn't do. So she hunts for her family. She ends up killing a wolf that is a fairy. I think that's what it's called. And so she gets picked up by like the High Lord of that kingdom where that person was from, and she thinks she's about to get killed or whatever by this guy, but the guy takes her into his kingdom and she lives with him, and then she starts falling in love with him. That's basically the basis of the book, and the ending is so crazy, let me tell you. Just really liked the book because it wasn't complicated to think about. We were just reading it and it was flowing. Some of the other books, like the other fantasies, there's hard words in them, or like it's a hard world to get into in general, but this felt like a regular book that I was reading just with like magical powers in a way. Good job, Sarah J. Maas, for writing such a fantastic book, and I can't wait to read the rest. And so when July came around, I was like, I gotta read the second one. So I read A Court of Mist and Fury. The first book was 400 and something pages, and then Court of Mist and Fury was 600. So I added another 200 pages, and it's crazy because the other books are humongous, as you guys can see like up there on my shelf. This was amazing, let me tell you. It was so good. I actually didn't expect, like, even though I expected the relationship that she had, I'm not gonna say any names or anything, but I expected the relationship that she had with the other guy. But then at the same time, like, I didn't know it was gonna last. You know what I mean? Which is like crazy. But first one was like the intro to everything. This was like the romance, but it wasn't like spicy like I would have expected, honestly. But this was just such an adorable book. Like, I couldn't stop reading this at one point. And yeah, I don't know what else to say because I'll probably do like a whole separate video when I end up finishing the whole series, even though I'm going to be late to the trend. But these books, I love. So the next 2 books that I read were summer vibes because I was like, this is summer. We got to read summer books. We got to take a little break from Sarah J. Maas, even though I do want to keep reading the books. Like, I was like, let me take a little mental break since these books are like the longest books ever. The next book I read is A Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther, and I've heard a lot of people talk about this. I don't know if people said this was like kind of like a sad book. I don't remember what the comments were about this, but I came into reading this like, oh, I wanted a chill vibe, I wanted a quick read, and this was definitely one of them. This was so cute. I'm not sure why it's called The Summer of Broken Rules, honestly, because if you guys don't know what this book is about, it's basically about this girl named Meredith. She hasn't been to Martha's Vineyard in like 2 years. She always goes every single year for the summer with her family and stuff like that, but she hasn't gone in 2 years because her sister had just passed away. So it was kind of like not the same without her, you know. And so her cousin is about to have a wedding, and so they go to Martha's Vineyard for the cousin's wedding. And like, you know, all these little memories pop up, and then she meets a guy, and then stuff happens. It was a lighthearted read. There was barely any drama in this book, so it was calm. Like, I really enjoyed this book. I gave this 4 stars By the way, I gave obviously these two a 5-star read, but this was a 4-star. And I loved how things were unexpected at the end of this book. So yeah. And the last book that I read for July is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've been having this on my shelf for the longest and I've been dying to read it. And I gave it a 5-star read. Obviously, Taylor Jenkins Reid always hits the spot. Like, this book was amazing. The love between these siblings were unmatched to anybody else. I think it's because of how they grew up. This was so adorable. I love the back and forth perspective that Taylor Jenkins Reid always does. It was a really quick read. I read it in less than 24 hours, this book. And this had all the feels in it, honestly. I gotta pick up The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo because the dad in this book shows up in that book. So I want to see how that goes. But then also I gotta read Carrie Soto is Back. That's what I'm on currently. Haven't finished it, but I gotta read Carrie Soto is Back because Carrie Soto does show up in this book as well. It was literally the 4 books that I read in 2 months, which is horrible, but then gotta get it together. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.